Hello Amelia and Charlotte, this is your Uncle Matt. Today is October 15th and I am wishing you a very happy birthday on November 7th when you get this and you read this for your birthday, so happy second birthday. I'm reading a poem called Paul Bunyan, and it is on pages 124 and 125 in the book. Here we go. Paul Bunyan. He rode through the woods on a big blue ox. He had fists as hard as chopping blocks. 500 pounds and 9 feet tall. That's Paul. Talk about working. When he swung his axe, you could hear it ring 1.5 miles. Then he'd yell, "Timber!" and down she'd yell for Paul. Talk about drinking. That man's so mean that he'd never drink nothing but kerosene. And a 5-gallon can is a little bit small, even for Paul. Talk about tough. Well, he once had a fight with a thunderstorm on a cold, dark night. I ain't saying who won, but it don't storm at all round here, thanks to Paul. When he was 90 years old, when he said with a sigh, "I think I'm gonna lay right down and die. 'Cause sunshine and sorrow, I've seen it all," says Paul. He says there ain't no man alive can kill me. Ain't no woman round can thrill me. And I think heaven might just be a ball, says Paul. So he died, and we cried. It took 18 men just to bust the ground. It took 24 more to lower him down. And we covered him up, and we'd figured that was all for Paul. But late one night, the trees started shaking, the dogs started howling, and the earth started quaking. And out of the ground with a "Hi, y'all," come Paul. He shook the dirt off of his clothes, he scratched his butt, and he wiped his nose. "You know, being dead wasn't no fun at all," says Paul. He says up in heaven they got harps on their knees. They got clouds and wings, but they got no trees. I don't think that's much of a heaven at all, says Paul. So he jumps on his ox with a fare thee well. He says, "I'll find out if there's trees in hell." And he rode away, and that was all we ever seen of Paul. But the next time you hear a timber yell, that sounds like it's coming from the pits of hell. Then a weird and devilish ghostly wail, like somebody chopping on the devil's tail. Then a shout, a call, a crash, a fall. That ain't no mortal man at all. That's Paul. The end. Happy birthday, Amelia and Charlotte.